first thing that you have to do is cut some segments. So I've got my table saw set up, and I've got the blade at a 15-degree angle since I do 12 segment rings, and I'm doing these a little different. Instead of cutting short segments, I'm making long segments to make the body of the bird feeder. And once you have that done, you have to glue them together. Now I've seen guys take it and lay tape out upside down and stick them to the tape and then put glue in between each one and just roll the tape together and hope that your circle comes out. But I tend to do it the same as I do my segment rings. First I glue them together in pairs, as I'm doing here. Squeeze them and hold them for a few seconds usually is enough. Now see, I didn't sand the edges of these. I thought since it's a bird feeder, it's not really big trouble, but as you can see there, I had a problem and it didn't want to stay together, so I put a couple little clamps on there. Now that I have them in pairs, now I glue two pairs together like this until I get to half rings. As you can see, these long ones are giving me a little bit of grief. They're falling apart. When I tried laying them down, there I'm sanding. That's my sander that I'm working on right here. The bench top belt sander. And just smooth off the edges so they fit a little better. Like I said, you can glue them. But as you can see, every time I lay them down, they want to pop apart, so I stand them up. Now I leave these two pieces for a little bit, and here I've got the other two glued on, and I'm putting half circles together, but I'm not gluing them yet. I'm putting a ring on the top and the bottom, and you'll see that I have a dowel in there which acts as a float, and now I've got the two halves, and I will let them dry for about 15 minutes. And now I am working on the bottom of the feeder. This is going to be the dish part that catches the seed as it falls out. What I've done here, again, I've taken some pallet wood. I'm making this whole bird feeder out of pallet boards. And I'm just hollowing it a little bit. And at first I was thinking, well, I'll make a tenon to set the body of the bird feeder over and glue it in place, but later on that changes. Here I'm making the tenon. I'm going to hollow the dish out a little more. This is the dish that's going to catch the bird seed. You get a tenon on there so I can spin it around and shape the rest of the feeder, or the bottom of the feeder. Here I've got it flipped around. I seen that I had a bad glue joint there, so you can see there that I had added some sawdust from CA glue. fill it in. Now I'm just shaping it off. If you notice, I cut these boards square first, then I find the centers, I mark out the centers, and I drill them. And then I take my compass and I mark the circles, and I make them into circles, but I glue them all together in a stack, like pancakes. And I don't have to take the corners off, but I do. It's just a little less stress and chopping away on the lathe there. And it takes a minute to unlock. I made the last piece small enough that it fits into my chuck there. And this is actually the top I'm working on. Getting the basic shape to it. That squaring off the bottom. And there's a hole. That hole works great for later on because there's going to be a rope that runs through the center of this bird feeder. That hole you hang it from and holds it all kind of all together, or holds the top and the body together. Because the top will slide up the rope so you can put more bird seed in. And I'm just hollowing out the top a bit. Get rid of some of the weight. Well, most of the weight at the bottom of the bird feeder. So when I hang the rope at the bottom's the heavy part. Now I flipped it around and shaping the top. Kind of a bell shape to it again. Sanding. Now the body. With the body here, those black lines you see is actually pipe clamps that I left on there because I'm sandwiching it between some wood. And I didn't want those segment pieces to fly apart on the lathe, so I left some pipe bands on there and then put some tape on them so the tails aren't flying around in the air, just to hold it together. And I round out the center first. Making sure I stay away from those pipe clamps. And now I move the clamps in further and I'm rounding off the ends. I know I'm probably going to get feedback from some of the comments that I shouldn't have pipe clamps on them, but you know, if you're careful and watch what you're doing, it could be just as bad if that body came flying out of there in pieces at me. But yes, if you're going to do something like this, be very careful. Could have just used tape, I guess, and wrap it around it, but now I take them off. I got the basic shape I want, and I'm going to get to the sanding. I used 80 grit right up to 400. Of course, I don't show you all this. Here I'm putting on beeswax to seal it up. And now I'm working the beeswax into the wood a bit. And on top of that, I'm adding some OB shine juice just to seal it up. I'm not too worried about bringing these to a high gloss shine or anything. After all, it is just a bird feeder. But the shellac and the linseed oil do help seal it and will protect it from the weather. And it's all environmentally friendly. It's not going to hurt the birds at all. You put polyurethane or anything on there and they get picking away at that. I don't know how good that'd be for them. And here I'm working on the top again. I've already sealed it up once. But I seen it parting and like, this is the base, the bottom again. Finishing, putting a little design pattern in it. I have to get myself a guitar wire so I can burn some of those grooves when I put them in there. Make myself a burn wire. And there it is. There it is. One bird type feeder. The little knob there is for the string to go through, or the rope. You can string up through the top, but the knob will be on the bottom to keep the knot from pulling through. But there it is. To fill it, it's hard to do with one hand. Put your seed in there. This will just slide up and down on the rope. It just sits on the top. Segmented bird feeder for the little birdies in your backyard.